Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Serve and Grow. So today we're going to be talking about how to have a God-centered relationship. And before we start, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and do so next time you don't miss our next video. So how to have a God-centered relationship. We're going to be talking about 4 principles on how to put God in your relationship. And the first one, I truly believe, is to have your own relationship with God. Strengthening your relationship with God can allow you to have a wonderful relationship with your partner. It could be your boyfriend, it could be your fiance, or your husband or your wife. And he's why strengthening your relationship with God can help you with that. Because when you strengthen your relationship with God, your own truth now becomes God's truth, which is love. Whenever you have issues in your other relationship, you will always be depending on God because of your relationship with Him. That's gonna help you solve that issue. That's gonna help you go through these challenges. And also, remember what it says in Proverbs, that not to lean on our own understanding, but to trust the Lord with all of our hearts. So that's why it's important. The first thing to do is to have your own relationship with God, get closer to God, because that is very important to get a good relationship with somebody else. And the second thing is with your partner, you need to help each other to grow their own relationship with God. And that's pretty much you holding each other as accountable, right? So when you start helping each other grow their own relationship with God, when you start helping each other get closer to God, so you introduce something in that relationship. You introduce a foundation. Now remember, you already have your foundation with God yourself. Now you're simply helping your partner, and your partner is also helping you get that foundation, so it could be a common factor in your relationship. In Psalm 127 it says, unless the Lord builds the house, its builders labors in vain. It tells you right there. So in your relationship, if you're trying to do everything on your own understanding, you're practically working in vain. And us Christians, we need to believe that. A lot of times I know pride can take place and we think we can do it on our own, and in the way that we were expecting things to happen, and things happen to go in a different route, and we ended up disappointed. That's because we are trying to do it on our own. If we give it to God and let go, then I think God can do a wonderful thing with our marriage, with our relationship, whether it's with your boyfriend or your fiance. It could be any kind of relationship, even with your friend. Let God take care of it. Because when you build your relationship upon God's foundation, upon God's truth, it's so hard to sin. It's so hard not to love each other, because God talks about love. Because when you grow closer to God and your partner also grow closer to God, both become so strong. And when the enemy trying to challenge you guys, all you have to do is just present the truth, and you can go ahead and overcome these issues. And the third factor to help you have a God-centered relationship is to apply 1 Corinthians 13 in your life. I don't know if you've ever been to a wedding, and I'm sure you have. You always hear that one passage that the pastors always talked about is what love is. And that's in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, it does not envy, and so forth. This passage gives you all the characteristics of love, what it is and what it's not. So if you start applying that to your life, if you're ever wondering that if you were acting out of love toward your partner, just go in the Bible and check out that passage, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, and see if you were acting out of love or not. If you start applying that to your life, and you have a relationship with God, and you're holding your partner accountable, then applying 1 Corinthians 13 will be much more easier, and it will not be a challenge. It will not be like you're doing a homework, but more like you're trying to grow with your partner in a better relationship, in which God Himself is the foundation. And the last, I strongly believe that you and your partner need to work together, and that is study the Word of God together, and find a Bible-believing church to seek guidance from mature individuals, from God-fearing people. Because there are people that have way more experience than us, and there are people that God Himself placed on this earth to guide us in our relationship. It could be a counselor, it could be someone that you trust on. And if you know that person's reputation, and you will know exactly their fruit, and you can get guidance from them. So remember, the first one is to strengthen your relationship with God. Second is to help each other, hold each other accountable, help each other grow with God individually. because that will help you create a perfect foundation, and you guys are not going to be fighting against each other. And third is to apply 1 Corinthians chapter 13 in your life, in your relationship, to love each other, because love is patient and kind, does not envy and boast, and so forth. And the last is to study the Word of God together, because I believe when you study the Word of God together and you seek guidance from God-fearing people, you can make something great out of it. A relationship is awesome because we were meant to have a relationship with each other, between a man and a woman. Because remember, when God created Adam, after he created everything else, he said it was not good for Adam to be alone. Then he created Eve. So we were made to have a relationship with each other. And also I believe in Ecclesiastes, it talks about that two are better than one. So go ahead and put God in your relationship. Let God be the center of your relationship. And you will be to overcome a lot of things. So if you watch this video and you find this video helpful, go ahead and share it with somebody. Share it on your page and share the truth of God with someone, because they might need it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do so now. And thank you once again. God bless.